Hello everyone, this is Dr. John here, and today we're going to talk about the emotional aspects of eczema. So again, I wrote some notes, and so first of all, recognizing when you deal with skin, you deal with boundaries, uh, your internal self from the external environment, and sometimes when our internal environment is trying to get rid of things, but not always know how to do it, it goes through the skin. If we don't have other things in the pathway to help us out, it comes out through the skin as another detoxifying pathway. So sometimes emotionally, if there are things that we aren't dealing with well or have conflict of dealing with, it can show up in our skin, whether us beating ourselves up or trying to get things out. But we'll go over some other things as well. So there is the beating oneself up for not being enough. If a parent uh, makes us believe that we're not who they want us to be, if they make us believe that we're not enough, especially if it has a little bit more connection to the mother, but it can happen to either. But mother being that first intimate contact, that impression sometimes is more so. So if the mother has some narcissistic, exploitive, possessive uh, aspects to them, qualities to them, that can make someone feel that way, and then we can, you know, trying to be who they want us to be, just to get that love, just to get that, and feeling that criticism and that self conflict from this whole process can show up as eczema. Um, so releasing old thought patterns, but still holding on to them. It's that struggle of trying to let go of old personalities, uh, but at the same time, whether holding on for the conflict of needing the validation that you were wronged in some way, and that internal conflict of trying to let go but hold on can show up in the skin. Uh, the feeling of or being full of suppressed resentment and agitation, um, that itself can boil over into the skin. Trying to not deal with it, but being so much and being so triggered at times, it can show up in the skin. Uh, Feeling blocked or prevented from doing something and feeling irritated about it, that irritation can show up in the skin. Uh, and feeling that frustration or helplessness, um, and taking that frustration out on oneself can show up in the skin. Uh, a large scale sense of isolation and deprivation, uh, to keep you separate from others for fear of uh, dealing with confronting self-image issues, self-identity issues, that feeling that you're not allowed to have that connection, the physical connection, which also ties into if you were made to feel shame or punished for wanting affection early on and feeling not allowed it. So that feeling a disconnection or not allowed, or you will be punished for wanting to be touched or affection, that irritation on the skin is a barrier from that, as well as that shame or guilt if that was put on someone during their sexual awakening area that they, which is a natural process, but made to feel shame or guilt about it, that can also express in the skin. Uh, Having separation trauma and blaming self for it, and these various things of depending on where the eczema shows up can also be part of that separation trauma. And from separation from mother, separation from father, separation from home, separation from job, separation from self in certain ways. And that can also show up with eczema in specific places. Let's just see if there's something else. Ah, so that repressed negative emotions, feeling that if we ever express our negative emotions, we will be isolated or alienated or lack approving from others. So to stay included, I have to suppress all my negative emotions, but they sometimes overflow from the internal outside. Um, yeah, that tendency to withdraw and that deep discomfort of a self image issue that don't want to deal with, don't want to confront, and so it can show up in the skin. So you are internally not dealing with it, but the skin is showing that there's something to deal with. So those are a bunch of aspects of eczema that might be emotionally based, and recognize this can also be generational. So don't forget that. So I hope this helps. Uh, Please like, please share, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Have a blessed day.